A game that has all the elements that I would normally love: coming of age, friendship, 90s vibes, music, skateboarding, but I did not enjoy it.
No! Stop pressuring me!
Why is she like that? Look at the way she talked to her dad. Such a No! Stop pressuring me! I love nostalgic type shit like Life is Strange 1 and 2, Yee Yee, and every game, every film that's around that topic. So yeah, at first sight, Mixtape is my type of game. But somehow I just cannot bring myself to feel these characters, and that is very odd. And I feel like this is not a me problem. I think they made these characters somehow very out of touch.
You think you'll ever cut your hair?
You know, people say cutting your hair is not metal. But you know what's not metal?
What?
Caring about people's hair.
Ah, true.
What the So in this video, we're gonna talk about Mixtape. Here is spoiler alert, but if you don't care, keep watching. The story follows Stacy and her best friends, Slater and Cassandra, on their final day before moving to New York, with gameplay revolving around music-triggered memories. Let's talk about the good stuff first. The good stuff. I really like the art style, there's no denying that, and I think they have good music too. Of course, even though I don't listen to the 90s music that much, but it's a game about mixtape, right? So yeah, the music should be good. Second is the concept. The whole game surrounds this idea, choosing a specific song at a specific time of your life to keep that memory. It's about having a soundtrack attached to a moment that they share, where the music describes how they felt at that time, and honestly, I think they handle that concept really well. Stacy is supposedly great at her job. However, in my opinion, her own storyline isn't that strong compared to her friend Cassandra. And that makes me think the director did this on purpose. He wants Stacy, besides being the main character, to act more like a narrator, or literally a music supervisor who chooses the perfect soundtrack for the real main character of the night, Cassandra. But don't get me wrong, Stacy is still the protagonist because she has her own character arc. During our playthrough, I told my boyfriend that at some point in the game, Stacy is not gonna know what song to play, or she's not gonna put on her headphone, but she will still be able to feel the moment because she already had her character development. I was right. But yeah, that moment happens because she finally learns how to experience reality without needing to filter it through a song. There are two scenes that actually caught my attention. The first one is when Cassandra turns down Stacy and then hangs out with Jenny. I love that moment when Cassandra looks at Stacy and just walks away. I love everything about it. The sequence itself is beautiful, nice visuals, nice music. I love the floating backwards. It gives us that low point, you know, like that drama I've been waiting for. And the second one is the ending scene where Slater walks us back to our house and Stacy holds his hand and the don't let go text appears. It captures what I love best when we discuss this genre. You don't want to let go. You want to stay in that moment forever, but you know you have to let go. You will grow out of it. You will be an adult and these moments will only be memories. And I think they made that moment very touching.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
The bad stuff. To me, the game only gets interesting when we get to Cassandra's house. The reason behind it is because it has drama. No, this doesn't mean that I need something dramatic in a chill game. What I'm trying to say is drama, or more specifically, conflict, is what pushes the story forward. A character wants to do something, and there are obstacles stopping our character from doing that thing. There is no conflict during the gameplay in this game. You just basically wander around, skateboarding, throwing toilet papers. The only conflict they have is within the scenes, like the film. At this point, just call it a film.
The master. Cola.
Let's see if they have any dialogue for that.
This one's Space Serpent Milk Mash. He's no milk.
I tip my hat to you, sir. A revolution.
It's just cola.
Yeah, just cola. Well, that's boring. If they promote this game as a 3-hour film with mini games, maybe people are not gonna be so pissed. You don't feel like you're gonna lose when you play this game, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a price to pay for the game to have weight. For example, death. If not death, then there should be some obstacles. the skateboarding sequence. What happens if you skate it outside the map or ran straight into a car? The game immediately rewinds for you. No cost to pay, nothing you do during the gameplay matters. It doesn't affect the character's relationship. It doesn't change the story. You don't die. You basically cannot fail while playing this game. They talk about the player agency in an interview once.
I just always feel like when you sit down, you can have best laid plans of what you want it to be, and then you sit down and you play it, and the game will tell you what it needs to be. And I think that's always just the best way to go about things. Get it on the screen, and then be like, well, no, we don't have enough agency here, or we're ambling here, you know. Or I've written 3 pages of dialogue about Devo, and I'm like 2 pages in, I'm like, this is electric. And it's like, you need to cut this entire thing. This, you can't talk about Devo for 3 pages, man. So yeah, usually I would say it's not something that we like try and have a theory on how much agency there should be as like a rule. It's always just like, what does this scene need? What does the game tell you it needs?
Basically, what I can take from the director, Johnny Galvachon, was that they don't have a specific rule for how much player agency a scene needs. He said, and I quote, you sit down and you play it and the game will tell you what it needs to be. So apparently, with the amount of gameplay we're having right now, the game's telling him that it ain't needing any agency at all. Their mindset is to treat agency as a filter rather than a guideline. Let me tell you something. I'm not a game developer, so I don't know what you guys usually do. I don't know which part you tend to prioritize more than one another. But one thing I do know, without a good gameplay, we can always buy a ticket and get into the fucking film theater. I don't even want to call this a story game because there is little story compared to the other story games I played. God damn, if you don't have that many gameplay sections, at least give us a good cutscene, you know? Or give us the choices to change the story.
Wait, Kate. Think about your brothers. They need their sister.
You don't know me at all, Max. I told you I only have sisters.
Second, performative characters. The characters don't talk like teenagers. It's more like they're trying to talk like teenagers. Yes, I know this isn't an over-the-top style choice to make them talk like that. I know that they want them to talk like that, but it's not my thing.
Hi. Bikes are hot. No, they're not. They're lame. It's all about the privilege of loudness.
Okay.
Loudness is earned. You're a singer on stage or a politician or someone. There's a situational awareness to loudness. There's circumstance to it because loudness is a rare and precious commodity. Right?
Right.
Not everyone gets to be loud. You gotta earn it. The motorcycles, they buy loudness, and thus...
Shut up! What?
And because the way they speak is so detached from reality, I cannot really feel that she loves music. I know we see her listen to music, she make a mixtape, etc., but it all feels really performative. All talks and she didn't do a single action to show that she loves music. Like, I don't see the sincerity here.
I had every song planned out. We are supposed to be listening to Swans now. This is no time for Swans. Portishead's debut album, Dummy. A must-have. Cinematic, ambitious, ahead of its time. Just like me.
For example, Yi Yi. If you've seen the film, you would know very well that the character loves making films because we see him record his life, even though not once in the whole film that he said he loved doing it, but we know he does. Or at least if you're gonna talk about passion, be like Marty Supreme. He sets his mind on something at an extreme level. He talks a lot, yes, but we can also see him actually put the work into it. Comparing to them, all stage she does is talking about a fucking song in a very show-off way.
The Mixtape You Made Me is entitled Music That Explains How You Make Me Feel, and the opening track is the 10-minute instrumental Odyssey Galaxy Interior by Alice Coltrane, released in 1971. Totally ruined it for me.
Quote somebody in a very show-off way.
As Rush said in their 1982 classic, any escape might help to smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dreams of youth.
And puts on her headphone in a very show-off way. I don't need them to make a whole episode about Stacy and her love for music and stuff. You can actually nail it just by one moment if that moment is well executed, and they didn't have that moment in the film. I think one reason that makes me feel all these characters aren't really sincere to me is because the depths spent a lot of time developing the concept, giving it a very stylish, cool appearance, and therefore less room for genuine moments. I'm not saying the creators of this game are not sincere or anything. I can see that they put a lot of work into it. In fact, I think they love it too much that they don't give us the room to play it, because if we play it wrong, it might ruin their aesthetic. Lol. And that's the sad part. That's what makes gaming different from films. It gave us a choice. We get to make our own versions of a story, and Mixtape didn't give us that. And the characters also feel like they have nothing at stake. So what if the party's busted? This is supposed to be their last night together, but they didn't let me care about that party enough to feel like something real was at risk. And none of my actions during the gameplay could have ruined it anyway. The party being held or not isn't the consequences of my actions. Mixtape is beautiful. I won't take that away from it. But beautiful isn't the same as sincere. And in a genre that lives and dies with sincerity, being beautiful isn't enough. I still kind of wish I had loved it though. And that's it for today's video. Thank you. And please like and subscribe if you like the video. Do you like the video? Do you like it? Tell me you like it. Tell me you like it right now, you motherfucker. Okay, bye.